Howdy folks, and welcome to another Taste of Gameplay video, this time for the European Tier 8 Premium Destroyer, the Orkan. As always, with a Tier 8 ship, we have to talk about the elephant in the room. I want to like Tier 8. There are some ships I really like at Tier 8, like the Tiger 59, but the problem always is you have to be ready to get into a Tier 10 game. And the way that Wargaming has designed Tier 8 ships, it is sometimes the case, in fact, I'd say often the case with a lot of Tier 8 ships that they just don't perform well when they're in a Tier 10 game. And so I just want to highlight that because this is that unicorn of things, the true Tier 8 game. So as you watch this game, you're going to see the Orkan perform pretty well. I'm going to have a good game in her. But just remember that this is a full Tier 8 game. I think that Orkan would perform reasonably well at Tier 10, but the thing that worries me a little bit is when you go to the wiki, it will tell you that the Orkan is a destroyer hunter. So a little bit like the Smaland is kind of what I think of it, because it has no smoke, but it has radar, but it's a short range radar that's really good for detecting enemy destroyers, and it has good guns but low pen on the guns. It seems kind of architected to hunt and kill other destroyers. But the thing about that is, you can see what I'm doing here, right? The strategy of just, I am totally diving this cap. I am just absolutely confronting whoever's in this cap, which it turns out is this Benson. I am not going to get a great trade with this Benson. He gets the drop on me and he gets 2 shots off. But I have heals and he doesn't. So, you know, it's not as much of a victory for him as you might think. Anyway, yeah, the thing about World of Warships is, and I mentioned this in one of my recent videos, you really can't force things. So just because I know, or I believe, or I've read that the Orkan is a destroyer hunter, I can't just force it. Like, sure, I could go just try and defeat that Benson, but is that wise? Do I need to do that? Would that help my team? I mean, I might just get completely obliterated, right? I mean, he knows I'm here. There's no surprise. I don't really have an enormous advantage over the Benson. I do have an advantage, but we don't need that Benson to go away right now. Like, we need him to go away eventually, of course, but we don't need him to go away right now. It's not urgent. It's not critical. And as I've always said a million zillion times, the most important thing, especially in a destroyer, but really in any ship, is to just not die, right? It matters less whether I kill that Benson or not than it does that I don't die, because my team is going to need me later. And I'm going to live through this entire match, and I'm going to do good things through the entire match. See, now the Benson's making a mistake, right? I have a position here where I can get damage in on him, and he can't shoot back at me. Now, of course, I'm not the one that's going to mostly wipe out this Benson. He's going to get taken care of by my teammates, but I'm going to get my damage in on him. You know, I'm here to be helpful, and I couldn't do that if he'd already deleted me from the game. So I'm not advocating playing too conservatively. I mean, obviously, I'm in this cap, so I don't think you could describe this position as conservative, but you also can't just, like, force things, right? You can't just read in the wiki that the Orkan is good at hunting destroyers and see a destroyer and then just decide, well, okay, then I need to go hunt that destroyer. Like, it's not that simple, right? If it was that simple, this would not be a very interesting game. And I think it is an interesting game. That's why I've spent so much time on it. Yeah, there's no easy answers. You can't just apply one set of rules to every situation. You know, just because you're in a Minotaur, a smoke Minotaur, doesn't mean that every game you're just going to smoke up and farm damage on cruisers and battleships. Just because you're in a Tiger 59 doesn't mean that every game they need your radar. My last game I played a London, but it turned out because it was a shorthanded game without destroyers that I needed to take on more of a destroyer role, which of course is not really what the London is good at, but I mean, that's what my team needed, right? So yeah, just a reminder that you can't force the role of the ship. So the Orkan, what is the Orkan? Well, like I said, it's kind of a tier 8 Smaland. It has good concealment. It's got this radar, which at first glance is amazing, but in practice is Sometimes a little meh. I mean, it's great. Don't get me wrong, but at 7.5K range, and it's not terribly long lasting. It really only is good in certain situational settings. Like if you try to force it, it's not a magic bullet. It's not the be all end all. The guns have pretty good reload, and they have okay alpha, and they have really good fire chance. It's 9%. What they don't have is much pen. So here's a great situation, right? I mean, one thing that Orkan is definitely not good at is hunting destroyers. It doesn't have a hydro. It only has depth charges. It doesn't have ASW. It doesn't have smoke. But the thing is, that's what my team needs me to do. I mean, that's what this position calls for. I'm the closest and best person to be hunting this submarine. We can't just have a submarine hanging out on our flank. If I abandon this Richelieu, the salmon over there is going to totally knock him out and then go for our Chikhalov. Chikhalov. Like, I need to do this for my team, even though it's not what my ship is best at. Hunting submarines in a destroyer, I mean, hunting submarines, period, is annoying, but this is going to be frustrating. And I mean, partially I get it. I mean, this is what submarines are best at. Like, they need to have this gimmick, otherwise there would be no reason to play them ever. But the fact that they can just stay invisible at these short ranges, it's just really frustrating. And then the fact that the only weapon I have to damage this guy when he's underwater is something that only goes right below me, like has range of literal 0. And you're going to see here, I'm going to hit 16 splash damage depth charges. Like, I'm literally going to hit him with splash damage with every single one of these 2 full sets of depth charges, and I'm still not going to kill him. And I don't know, that's just kind of frustrating, right? It would be like hitting a battleship with 2 full racks of torpedoes and still not killing him. I get that the salmon was on full health, but still, I mean, it's like, I don't know, come on, right? It just feels a little bad. Anyway, which I guess is a good segue to talk about the torpedoes on the Orkan. You only get 4 of them. That's kind of the headline there. I mean, they are good. They go to 12 kilometers. They go 76 knots. Honestly, the more I think about it and the more I watch this game, it really does strike me how similar the Orkan is to the Smaland. It's just basically a tier 8 Smaland. It's like a not as good Smaland. And don't get me wrong, the Smaland is an amazing ship. Though I find that the Smaland is mostly amazing in clan battles and in settings where, like, you're in a div. The Smaland relies heavily on the people around you playing well. If the people around you play poorly, the Smaland can be a tough ship to play because it doesn't have smoke. It has okay concealment, but not amazing concealment. And the torpedoes aren't very good. I mean, the torpedoes are better on the Smaland. At least it gets 8 of them. The Orkan only gets 4. Man, what are you doing, Salmon? I hope he's doing this because he ran out of battery. Yeah, otherwise, this is a big misplay. I mean, again, I set him on fire. I hit him with 3 shells. I've now hit him with 16 depth charges and 3 shells, and he's still alive. I don't know. Please die. Please die, Mr. Submarine. But, you know, I mean, at least I was there to spot him, and now the Richelieu is going to take him out. This is also a good time to just talk about the balance between passive and aggressive play. You can't be, like, I always say, don't die. Don't throw your ship away, especially early in the game. And I stand by that. That's so important. But you also can't go so extreme to the other direction that you are afraid to, like, open up and take any damage. You know, when you're far away from enemy battleships and you're maneuvering, they're probably not going to do a lot of damage to you. It's okay to try to set some fires on them. Like, it's not insane to just open water, like open up, as long as you're only being shot at by like 1 or maybe 2 targets and they're pretty far from you, or for some reason they can't really get a good shot at you. What you don't want to do is open up in front of 4 enemy ships that all are just going to immediately turn and fire at you, because then you've just wasted your ship. But again, I say this all the time, World of Warships is a game where your ship is just as powerful with 1 HP as it is with full HP. So you might as well use that HP bar, right? You don't have to start playing really conservatively until your HP dips below, well, let's say a third, within the range of like 1 or 2 good salvos. Until then, you should be trading your HP. You should be trading your HP for more HP from the enemy. If you can do 10,000 damage and take 1,000 damage in return, I mean, that's a thing you should do, right? Here's a good example. I'm going to open up on this Picardy. I mean, I'm going to get spotted. There's the potential that other battleship, who is that down there, the Iparanga, could hit me, but it's worth it. Like, he's not going to do very much damage to me. He's probably not even looking at me, and I might set a fire. I don't set a fire, but I get like 1,000 damage in, which is not a lot, but it's not nothing. Here too, I mean, there's no point in not opening up on the Iparanga, right? I've got this island protecting me. Yes, I sort of yoinked that kill, but on the other hand, I think I deserve the kill on the submarine, so it's karma. What goes around comes around. Plus, I don't know. I don't really believe in the yoinking kill things because, like I always say, it's so important to remove low health targets from the battlefield. I wouldn't want anybody not taking a shot at a low health target on my team because they're afraid about yoinking a kill from me, because I want to win the game, right? I want good stats and all that, but I mostly want to win the game. Anyway, yeah, I think the Orkan's really good. If you don't have the Orkan and can pick it up, I would highly recommend it. Again, it's just that elephant in the room about tier 8 ships. You're going to struggle when you get up tiered into tier 10 games, which is going to happen a lot. But if you get a tier 8 game, I think the Orkan can be really fun to play. I'll see you guys in the next one.